right? So whenever you log in into your Azure portal, you have to click on this Azure Sentinel, right? Once you click on Azure Sentinel, it will show you the workspace, right? This is your log analytic workspace, right? And you have to add workspace Microsoft Sentinel into this workspace, right? So we
Yeah.
have already configured that, right? Have you tried with your own account creation of log analytic workspace? Have you
From our
tried from
from
your
our
own
own
from your own
account.
account? Yes, yes.
Yeah.
इसमें आई थिंक यस मैंने किया है.
Okay. Okay. So you have to create that in document format, right? Right. So this is the dashboard, correct? Here you can see the number of incidents that are coming in last 24 hours, right? New, active, and closed. Here you can see the severity wise, how many high severity incident are there, medium severity incident are there, low severity, and informational, right? Informational are the, see, high priority is the most critical one, right? We have to notify that those incident to client in half an hour, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that this high severity means it's a true positive incident, right? It can be true positive incident, but you have to prepare a report. You have to analyze that. You have to investigate this incident, right? And you have to figure it out whether it is a true positive or false positive, right? Medium severity are like, see, the attacker will try to compromise an account with a series of activities, right? So there, whenever, every time, whenever there is, we can say that uh, someone is accessing account from different countries, right? It's not like that. It is uh, till you know that the employee is working from different countries, and it's you know about the mobility of that user, right? It's operating from different country, right? So at that time, whenever he try to log in into the Azure portal, right, those incidents are going to be captured in medium severity, right? Some document access, right, these type of incidents will come under this uh, medium, right? Low means we can say that login information of the normal user and all that. But yeah, there we will, when we learn about the MITRE framework, we will learn about this high, medium, low, and informational thing, how it is going, right? See, it is also showing that if there is a true positive incident, any compromise or something like that, then it is true positive. False positive means the incident happened, but it was not true, right? Compromise was done, but it was not, we can say that it was not the
Real.
real, yes, right? Benign, positive, and undetermined, right? We'll look into this later on, right? Mean time to knowledge means in how much time this incident got triggered in Sentinel, right? And mean time to close means in how much time this true positive incident is detected in this time frame, and this true positive incident will got closed in Sentinel in this time frame, mean time to close, right? This is the data connectors, right? We on the number of data connectors and the data connectors which are generating logs, right? So there are almost two data connectors we have connected, right? And if there is unhealthy data not properly connected or something like that, so it will show you here, correct? This is the log received time, right? See, there are almost around 13,005 events generated in last 24 hours, right? And here we can see that around This is also, yeah. And this is one. There are almost 8 events generated. All right. So this is the analytic rules, means how many analytic rules are enabled and how many analytic rules are actively generating logs, right? So yes, so this is all about the dashboard of our Azure Sentinel, right? Is it clear?
But this is for like a general information, like
Yeah,
for.
it's a general
Oh,
information.
okay.
Yeah. So now I want to see these incidents, right? I want to see this incident. So where I need to, I need to go to this threat management, right? Threat management, and in that we go to incidents, right? So here we can see that all the incidents in your shift will be displayed over here, right? See, medium is, let me, so this is how the incident tab looks like, right? Malicious inbox rule, right? Means sometime a kind of malicious email came to this to our environment, right? Second is the sign in from IPs that attempted to disable the account, right? Means it means that some users are already disabled in that environment and someone is trying to access those disabled account with some IP address, right? Correct? Did you got the idea? Means there are few users in our Azure Active Directory, right? And they already left the company. So we have disabled those accounts, right? And a user from outside organization with different IP address trying to access these disabled accounts, right? So there are, here we can see that there are total number of in this is incident numbers 3 1 2 3, right? And this is the alerts, means there are 5 alerts of related to this incident, this event, right? Means 5 alerts were generated for malicious inbox rule. 5 alerts were generated for this sign in from IPs that attempted sign in to disabled account. Solorigate the session beacon, right? This is also how many alerts generated. That is also five alerts generated, right? Now I want to know about more. I want to investigate this incident. See, well, let's take a high severity incident, right? So when I click on this, see from where these incidents are coming, the data connectors which we are connecting, right? So let me show you content hub and okay, let's go to configuration. Let's go to data connectors, right? Okay. Yeah. So here, when I click on this data connector, right? Enter ID, right? So see, there are almost 63 analytic rule templates, correct? 63 analytic rules means there are individual 63 analytic rules which are associated with Entra ID as your Active Directory, right? Number of queries are 2, right? And some may have some kind of playbooks and all that, right? Let me show you that also. Let me open the connector page. See, what type of data are can triggered by this data connector, right? See, I'll always try to read something about this data connector. Means gain insight into Entra ID by connecting audits and signing logs into Microsoft Sentinel to gather insight around the Microsoft Entra ID. scenarios, right? You can learn about the app usage, conditional access policies, legacy authorization related details using sign-in logs, right? Means that we can get to know about whenever there is some incident is happening on Entra ID, right? You can get to know about like what type of application is used by this user, right? Any kind of conditional access policies were applied to that user. Legacy authorization means multi-factor authentication is enabled or not. These type of information can be captured by the this data connector, right? You can get inside information on your self-service password reset usage and ID management activities like user group role app management. These type of information is easily triggered by Entra ID data connectors, right? With the help of the 63 analytic rules, right? Correct. What type of data can be triggered? It can trigger sign in logs. Sorry. It can trigger sign-in logs. It can trigger audit logs, right? It can trigger non-AAD, non-interactive sign-in logs. Means, what does this means? You know that AAD, non-interactive sign-in logs.
No.
See, AAD, non-interactive sign-in logs means the sometimes the higher level users are allowed to log in into the system with CLI, command line integration, right? So sometimes in these scenarios, users don't have to give username and password and the what we can say that multi-factor authentication, right? See, I have researched. I searched on the Google AD non-interactive sign-in log. Let's go to this link, right? The AD non-interactive sign-in logs, Azure Active Directory sign-in log from user, right? What type of sign-ins? See, it is showing the attributes are resource type, categories, audit and security, solution log management, basic logs. So AD non-interactive sign-in logs means those type of sign-in logs where password the user doesn't require password to log in into the system. Means they will be log in with the help of CLI, command line interface. Correct? Is it clear?
Yeah, I think so. We'll Google and read it then.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Simple command. I see sometimes users are every time normal users are logging into the system portal with the help of user ID and password, right? But
Yeah.
sometimes what is happening? See, some users with high privilege, they are not allowed to log in with the normal username and password, right? They will be allowed to log in using command line interface, right? CLI means PowerShell or that what we can say is a CMD, right? So in that scenario, those type of sign-in logs can be captured by these AAD non-interactive sign-in logs, right?
Okay.
AAD service principal sign-in logs, right? AAD manage identity sign-in log, AAD provisioning logs, right? And AAD as your Active Directory. Just let me search about this. AAD.
So, Bharat, we need to like read or like mandatory know about all these.
You don't have these things are not going to
Mm.
be asked in the interview, right?
Okay. Mm.
These things no one is going to ask, but you have to you should know like these type. If Sentinel, if you got the incident with ADFS
Mm.
sign-in logs, right?
Okay.
Then
Mm.
you should know how to investigate, how to find out this. See,
Mm.
I don't know any. See, I know about these type of terminologies, right? AD
Mm.
risky users, right? Actually, I worked on that. When I
Mm.
started learning this, I don't know about this AAD non-interactive sign-in log, AAD service principal log, managed identity sign-in log. I
Yeah.
started searching on the Google,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I came to know about like,
Mm.
so like this I have learned. So no
Okay.
one is going to ask you about these things in interviews, right? But you
Mm.
should know, like, if these type of incident comes, I
Hmm.
should search on Google, right? What any the kind of information which I'm getting, then you get to know idea. You will get the idea means what type
Yeah.
of logs is this
Okay.
and what type of information can be provided to the client, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm.
So see, ADFS sign in logs क्या है? So log in the Azure Active Direct sorry, not Azure Active Directory, Active Directory Federation Service, right? ADFS, right? So ADFS is like Active Directory means there are two type of Active Directory. One is Microsoft Active Directory, and one is normal Active Directory, which is hosted on the server, right? Suppose
Hmm.
suppose if you have seen the server, right? So in server, there are almost, we can say that uh, in server 2019, Microsoft Windows Server 2019, then we can see that there is a Active Directory, right? And in cloud environment for Microsoft, there is an Azure Active Directory, or now it is an Android, right? So in Active Directory in server, right, on-premise server, there is service called Active Directory Federation Service, right? What type of information it contains, right? It has the resource type, it has the categories, means law, audit and security, log management solution, basic logs, time ingestion, transformation, sample queries, right? These are the columns. It contains alternative sign-in names, means who are the users is getting sign in into the Azure Active, not in Active Directory, not Azure Active Directory, right? Active Directory is something else, and Azure Active Directory is something else, right? Active Directory is for on-premise server, and Azure Active Directory is for cloud environment, correct? So now app display name means alternate sign in name means contains the user sign in Azure AD, right? App display name contains the information of the string name of authorization client, means what type of application is used by the client, employee for authorization purpose. In our case, we are using Microsoft Authenticator, right? App ID means it will display the ID of that app. Authentication requirement means what type of authentication, it's multi-factor authentication or a single factor authentication or something like that, right? It also contains the authentication process details, means associated with the provide the detail associated with the authentication processor, right? Authentication requirement. Is it a MFA or single factor authentication or something like that, right? Authentication requirement policy means certificate authority. There is the comes into picture, right? Which set a certain CA policy means certificate authority that apply to the sign in each as a CA, right? Policy name or MFA per user, right? So these type of conditional access policies applied to or not, what's the status, it is conditional access policy is active or not, right? Correlation ID, right? Created date, device detail means what type of device is used by the user to for MFA and all that, right? Duration, for what time duration the user was there is there in the uh, portal, right? Identity is the user details, user account, IP address of that user account associated with that user, right? Means from
But
which device. Yes.
Yeah, so this is the content we have to follow in ADFS.
Yes, this we are not following this content, means these are the details we are getting, right?
Okay.
in
Uh-huh.
raw in raw logs you cannot find out these type of information,
Mm-hmm.
right? See, when I click on, let me open Azure Active Directory, right? I'm opening the Android, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go to monitoring, sign in logs, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, Sign in, what information does it have? Date, ID, username, application, status, IP address, location, conditional access, and
Authentic.
authentication requirement. That's it. But if you investigate in Microsoft Sentinel, right, you will get these many information,
Okay.
right? These many information you get it in the Microsoft Sentinel, right? These are the columns, column wise. It will store the data in tabular format, right? I will show you when once I start investigating that incident, right? But I'm showing you how to find out the details about particular incident, right? So whenever you come across a kind of incident over here, in incident tab, you search about that incident like this and try to find out the indicator of compromise and all that, right? So let me go to this incidents, all right? Now what I was explaining here, books, just okay, fine, right? So wider all status, which one is not connected? This one is not, no worries. Okay, so I'll go to incident, right? I want to investigate this. Let's investigate this so that you can clearly get the idea, right? So I click on the sign in from the IP address, right? So a tab will open here. I think these things are clear to all of you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, if you want to see the incident for last 24 hours, you can, it will by default it will show you last 24 hours. If you want to see 48 hours, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, and you can also till 30 days you can see here. You can also define the custom time range, means you just click on custom time range. You click on this. I want to investigate last 3 months records, right? So July, August, September, right? So I click on 1st July to till now, right? If you want to change the time, so you can change the time also, and I'll just click on OK, right? But we have not used the Sentinel before 3 months, so that's why it is not showing. So let's take 24 hours, right? Okay, fine. So here also you will see the open incident by severity, high, medium, low, and informational. This is the open incident. These are the new and these are the active incident, right? From here you can see the incident based on severity. Means, for example, there are 50 incident and I just want to see the high severity incident. So I just click on severity and just uncheck and just check the high, and okay, so it will show me only high severity, right? Okay, right here the status, it will show me the status of all the incident. Means if I click on this, it will show the incident with close, but I just want to see the which are new and active incidents, so I will uncheck the close and okay. Provider name means that the way this will come on based on the what we can say, data connectors. Whatever data connectors we have connected with in Azure Sentinel at the time of data connection or content hub, right? So those provider name will come over here. If you have utilized the Cisco, then it will come here, right? If you it is a Defender, it is coming here, right? It is from AWS, so it will come here, right? Okay, correct. So these can you see these two arrows?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can click on this and just minimize that thing. You can restore it again, right? I want to investigate this incident now. So let's see what are the two more owner, right? So this is also a product, right? correct? So these yeah, so it will help you to when you are preparing the reports. At that time this product will come into picture, right? Owner means to whom these incidents are assigned to, right? For example, it is assigned to me right now, so I'll just if these incidents are assigned to some team members, right? So we can see based on the owner of the incident, right? But it is not assigned to anyone, right? So it is so showing that assigned unassigned in the owner section, right? Correct. So yes, let's I'm explaining you so that you will not face any doubt whenever you come on board and like that, right? So based on that, right? So what I'll do, I will assign it to me right now, to me only, right? All the incidents. No, no, let's see, assign to someone, right? I'm assigning it to Rajshri, right?
Yeah.
Just a moment, Rajshri, and yeah, apply. This incident, I'm assigning it to Yamini. Right, and last one is assigning it to myself, correct? Apply. Right, now if you see at the owner section, see owner will be here. Now I just want to see the incident of Yamini, right? I'll click on Yamini and click on OK. So all the incidents which are assigned to Yamini will be displayed over here, right? But I want all right now. Okay, right? You know how to filter the incident, right? Now I want to investigate this incident. IPs that are right. So when I click on this incident, a tab will open here, right? If you can't see that tab, right, you can open it from here, right? Sometime it is happening that it will not open, so don't get confused at the time. You can open it from these two arrows also. Can you see that?
Yes, yes.
Right. So yeah. Now what does this incident all about? This is the sign in from IP that attempts disable account, correct? Now see, read the description. Identifies IP with failed attempt to sign in into one or more disabled account, sign in successfully into another account. Right? It means the use an IP address is trying to access the disabled account, right? And those were the failed account, right? And successfully signing into another account, right? Now, if you want to see this, what more detail about this incident, see there is a document, Microsoft docs.microsoft.com. Let me click on this. It will open up a document, right? What it is saying that what are the Microsoft Entra sign-in logs, right? Sign-in logs and sign-in logs, Entra logs all sign in into Entra tenant, which includes your internal apps and resources. As an IT administrator, you need to know that what what the values in the signing log means so that you can interpret the log's value correctly, right? See that license and role requirement. See, if there is an audit log, the license is all addition of Microsoft Entra, right? What role you need to require to investigate this in this incident? You need to have a reader role. You need to have security report reader, security reader, security administrator, and global reader, right? For sign-in logs, right? It's also an addition of all the ID Entra ID, right? Roles you require, right? Report reader, security reader, security administrator, and global reader, right? So likewise, the type and license of the Microsoft which are used by the company, based on that the roles are required. Suppose for example, if a company is using Microsoft Entra ID P1 or P2 license, right? P1 and P2 license is a type of license used given by the Microsoft, which contains the services, right? Let me show you that Microsoft P1 license. Don't get off track, right? I'm going it systematically so that uh you can get the idea, means what's all going on, right? Microsoft P1 license.
So, Bharat, if we have like a global reader role, so
Mhm.
mandatory company will provide us that license, or like we should have that
Com-
license P1, P2.
company will provide you. Company will
Okay.
provide everything to you, right?
Okay.
But you must know that if you are working on the kind of incident, you must know that the type of roles that you need. Otherwise, what happens? See, if an interviewer asks you like what type of role require when you are investigating uh enter ID logs, and if you don't know that what type of licenses are required, right? That will create a negative point in front of the interviewer, right?
Bharat,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
या भरत, लाइक ये जो आप हमको सिखा रहे हैं, समझ में लाइक ये लाइक एक्स्ट्रा जो चीजें हैं, लाइक जनरल नॉलेज, फॉर जनरल नॉलेज।
Mm-hmm.
लेकिन मैं और राशि को यही जानना है कि जैसे कि हमको जॉब जॉब में करना क्या है, जैसे कि कोई रोल हमको मिला, उसके ऊपर वर्कआउट कैसे करना है।
It is the part of your jobs, right? It's not like that कि आपने क्या बोलते हैं इन्वेस्टिगेशन सीख लिया एंड इसके बारे में नहीं पता. It's if you are security analyst, right? So these are the basic requirement. If
ओके।
you want to use Entra ID, right? In a company, you are not going to use the free version of of any free version of the Microsoft, right? They will going to use the premium version, right? That might be a Microsoft P1 license or P2 license, right? So what type of services are provided by the P1 and P2 license? See, P1 license has my Entra ID. Entra ID protection is there in P2 licenses, ID governance, verified ID, right? These type of services are provided by the P1 and P2 licenses. Correct? Right? You don't have to learn this, but you must have the basic idea. I mean,
फॉर आवर नॉलेज।
just for your knowledge, as the kind of questions you don't know what kind of questions will going to be asked by the interviewer, right? So for that purpose, you must have that a type of logs that you are going to investigate in Sentinel based on the licensing you are going to assign the roles and permissions, right? Correct. So these are the part of your study. You know that the security analyst doesn't only deal with this investigation and all that, right? But side by side, you have to read everything about these things, right? What reader role can do, what when there is cloud web administrator role comes into picture. Till now, you can do the all the task with the help of these four roles, right? But now there are three more roles coming. So when these three more roles are required, whenever you are working with P1 and P2 licenses, right? No one is going to ask you like explain the type of roles that are there in P1 and P2 license, right? It will not be asked like, but you have to be prepared,
ओके।
right? So yeah.
भरत, एक क्वेश्चन और पूछूं।
Mm-hmm.
मैं लास्ट वीक पार्टी में गई थी, तो वहां पे लाइक सब फ्रेंड्स थे, उन्होंने मुझे क्वेश्चन किया था कि तू साइबर सिक्योरिटी का कर रही है, तो लाइक उसमें कौन सी जॉब तू कर सकती है। तो उस वक्त तो मैंने बोला कि नेटवर्क इंजीनियर और सोक एनालिस्ट, ये दोनों का मैंने बोला था।
आप सॉक एनालिस्ट बोलिए ना, एज अ सॉक एनालिस्ट यू कैन वर्क।
और बस ओनली ओनली वन रोल,
सॉक एंड
और क्या लाइक।
so see in first session I explained you about the this pathways, right?
हम्म
If you remember,
हम्म
incident responder and everything was there in
हम्म
the in that orientation, if
हम्म
you remember.
यस यस।
See, these are the roles that I told you at that time. You could remember only one.
ओके ओके।
See, this shows how active you are in in the sessions, right?
नहीं, मैंने सॉक एनालिस्ट का तो बोला ही था, लेकिन
Mm-hmm.
फिर वो मुझे डीपली फिर पूछना चाहते थे, तो मैंने बोला इफ यू वांट टू ज्वाइन देन आई गिव यू द नंबर। मैंने ऐसे कह के फिर बात को।
Mm-hmm.
हम्म।
Right. No worries. Let's see. Once you get the job, they will know about what you did, right?
दैट्स इट।
So that's why I
मैंने
want you to give your
क्योंकि
best efforts, right? In
मैं
this.
है ना समटाइम नर्वस हो जाती हूँ, तो मेरे हस्बैंड मुझे बहुत हौसला देते, मुझे कहते कि डोंट वरी, जब तुझे जॉब मिलेगी ना तब लोग तुझे तुझे बोलने की भी जरूरत नहीं है।
हाँ, that time you don't have to explain
हाँ,
everyone, right?
that's it। लेकिन अभी है ना, क्या होता है कि चीजें अभी आता, ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं आता है, लेकिन समटाइम यू गेट कंफ्यूज कि अभी क्या बोले मुझे। फिर मेरे हस्बैंड मुझे बोलते काम काम डाउन, यू विल गेट, डोंट वरी।
Right, right.
हम्म
Okay. No worries. Let's see. Okay. So where were we? This document, right?
हम्म
So what you can do with the sign-in logs, how many users are signed into particular application this week, how
हम्म
many failed login in last 24 hours, all our users. See, these type of information you can find out with with this log, right?
हम्म
With this log, right? So let me, yes. Okay. Or are users signing with specific browser or info operating system? Means, see the user, what information you are getting here, how many users are signing in this week, how many failed login attempts were happened in the last 24 hours. Are the user browser information is also captured by these incidents, which of my resources were accessed by the managed identity and service principals, right? Means Azure, the type of Azure resources which are accessed by the user, that is also can be, you can keep track of that, right? You can also describe the activity associated with the sign-in request by identifying following details. Means who, how, and what. Means
हम्म
who is the user, right? How means the client application used, means what type of application used by the clients, and what means what are the target resources accessed by this user, right? This is the main intention behind investigating this log, right? How do you access the access the sign in logs? Means there are several ways to access the sign in depending on your needs, right? How does this access? Means to view the sign in logs from Entra ID Center. We have already seen this, right? Entra ID, that means center, reports reader, identity monitoring health, and sign in logs, right? It is here. This is the way to get the sign in logs details from particular application, right? Suppose I'm using Defender, right? So it's not like that every time I need to go to Defender and then I'll investigate the log. For example, I'm using Cisco firewall, right? So Cisco firewall has its own instance. So in order to, if I have not implemented SIEM, Microsoft Sentinel. Then in order to investigate the log, if I want to investigate enter ID, then I need to go to enter ID. If I want to investigate defender log, I need to go to open the defender log. If I'm using Cisco firewall, I need to go to Cisco firewall portal. All right. But the main intention behind implementing Sentinel is that we can integrate all these logs into a single place. We don't have to go to each and every specific application to investigate the log. It is a centralized portal and we can find out everything from Sentinel itself, right? So what it
Yes.
is saying that in to get how you can access the sign-in logs from here also, right? From enter ID, right? Now it is already there in the Sentinel, right? So we don't have to go anywhere. And what type of sign-in logs? What are the types of sign-in logs? Interactive, non-interactive, service principal, manage identity. Please read about these things, right? I know what it is, but it's very simple. It's not like that. See, interactive means then use sign-in logs, which is providing username and password, right? Non-interactive means the username which are login with CLI, command line interface, right? What does this service principal sign in? I also don't know about this, but let's see what it is saying. Unlike interactive and non-interactive sign-ins, service principal log doesn't involve user, right? Instead, they are signing by non-user accounts such as application or service principal accept managed identity solution, not from Azure Active Directory, but what they are using non-user account, which are included only managed identity solution login. In this sign in, the application provides the owner credentials such as certificate, right, and app secret, right? So did you know, पता चला आपको क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? See,
Yeah.
every time what is happening in interactive, non-interactive, right? We are providing the username, right? And the username will get authenticated in the enter ID, right? But this service principal sign in, right? What they are verifying? They are verifying the certificate, right? Once the certificate is authenticated, they will allow to access the resources, right? Or sometimes you are allowed to log in into the system with specific application, right? So to secret the some if you see, if you have seen in some movies in banking application with VIP's account, right? They are not using directly, they are using some external device to authenticate that certificate, right? Certificate or app security code or something like that, right? Once they will provide that certificate or app security code, they will allow to access the resources of the bank application, right? So this is all about the service principal sign-in logs, right? And the last one is manage identity, right? Read about these things. I also don't know about that, right? Sign-in data. Okay. Sign-in data used by the other service. A Microsoft Enter ID protection means what type of data it is using. It is providing the risky user. It is providing risky user sign-ins, and it is providing the risky user workload. Means what type of applications accessed by the work done by the risky users in the application in our Azure portal, right? Microsoft Entra usage insights, right? So if you read about these things, you will easily see what insight it contains, right? It contains the Entra application activity, ADFS application activity, authentication method requirement, uh, service principal activity, right? And application credential activities. Let's see in the log, right? So do you got idea like what does document is all about, right? Now see, there is one code 50057. Let me see about this code meaning, right? I'm writing code 50057. Is it error? It was error code, right?
Yeah. Bharat, if we want to search anything, so every time we have to open incognito mode, or like we can.
No, no,
Uh,
no, no, no. It's not compulsory to open it in incognito mode. Sometimes if you face that error that you are not able to
Mhm.
log in, then you can use.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can normally also you can use.
Okay.
Right? So what it is showing that error code is, right? See, here it is showing error code 5055057. See, it is showing that Azure AD sign in error 50057. What is saying that the user is not authorized to access the application, right? Did you get the idea? Means the
Yes.
IP address is trying to access the disabled account. Now, once the account is disabled, it is not allowed to use the application.
Yes.
Correct. Let me open this manage engine and read. Let me read that. See, error code is 50057. User account is disabled. The account has been disabled by the administrator, right? Means, for example, that that employee is left the job and he went somewhere else, right? So now keeping active that account is not will not make any sense. So what administrator did? He disabled the account, right?
Disable. Yes.
Now someone from outside the company, or that might be the same user who wants to access that account and want to steal some information from their environment, right?
Mhm.
So that in that scenario, this uh, incident trigger, right? So what it is saying, that what report it is giving, the Azure Active Directory report tool generates sign-in activity reports that give you insight into who has performed the task that are enlisted in the audit logs,
Mhm.
right? Means if that account got compromised and whatever activities happen in the Azure portal, that will be captured in audit logs, right? All the sign-in activity reports can be found under activity section in Azure Active Directory. Means if the user sign-in was successful in Active Directory, it will in sign-in logs it will capture the successful or failure sign-in logs over here, right? Where it yes, the default list. The list view of audit log can be customized by adding additional information, right? The report can be filtered out based on view and activities that are relevant, right? What it contains, see, it contains the user ID, it contains the username, it contains the user email address, right? It contains the application ID, it contains the application name, right? Application Microsoft Cloud App Security. It contains the client, means your browser information, Windows 10 Edge browser was and its version was used. What is the location? It's United States, Seattle. What was the IP address? This was the IP address. What is the date? This is. What is the sign-in status? Is failure. What is the sign-in error code? 50126. What is
But
an invalid username or password? Right? This is how we can find out the information. Right?
Mhm.
Error description that the user account has been disabled by the administrator. Means this means that the user account was disabled by the administrator, right? And it also contains this error code, right? 50126. That it will not look into that. Now what it is saying that auditing and editing Azure AD environment with audit plus. Mm, no, it's not required, right? So did you get the idea? Means what is the meaning of this 5055 code,
Mhm.
right? So right now this is the product name. Which product is associated with this, right? So it is a Microsoft Sentinel, right? So it is generating the alert, right? Now you see that evidences, events, alerts, and bookmarks, right? We'll check later, right? Once I click on this view full detail, I'll show you how that works, right? This is the time when this activity was happened. It was the last updated time. At this time, this activity was created, right? Started at the um with 21 September 2024, 3:12 a.m. And what was the last updated time? 3:10 p.m. Right? It means almost 12 hours, right? For 12 hours, this activity was persisted, right? What are the entities involved? Means what are entities means it could be an email ID, it could be an IP address, it could be a hash value, it could be an application name, it could be a file name, right? It could be a user account. Anything will that contains, means it could have the executable files that would come under the entities, right? What are the type of entities in Azure Sentinel? Let me type this. Types of entities in Azure Sentinel, right? What it will show me. See, entity type is one is account, one is host, one is IP address, one is URL or an Azure resource, application, DNS resolution or file hash, malware, process ID, right? Risky, sometime you might get the keys, right? Sorry, registry key, registry values, security group, mailbox, mail cluster, mail message, right? Submission emails, right? And sentinel entities, right? So these all are comes under the entities portion, right? In this portion. So if you get some, so don't confuse about that in entity list, right? IP address, user account name, right? File name, file hashes, application name, everything comes under the entities. Means what type of resources are affected by this incident. So that will listed in entities, right? Now let's go to what it is saying, that tactics and technique, right? We'll discuss this later on because we are going to cover up the MITRE framework attack, MITRE and attack framework, right? So we'll look it into later on, right? What is the analytic rule associated with this account, right? So let me click on this analytic. What is the rule name? Sign in from IP address that attempt sign in to disable account, right? This was the rule name. Where it is there, let me go to analytics. In analytics, you will find this rule name. Yes. Okay. So yeah, could you find this?
Yes,
Right?
yes.
So this analytic rule was activated in my account. That's why these incidents are coming to me. Did you get the idea how this incident is coming now? From
Yeah.
where it is coming?
Yes.
I have here in Microsoft Sentinel already, when I data connector was added in my Sentinel, right? It contains, see, let me show you the query list. There were 63 queries were there, right? If you
Yes.
remember.
Yeah, I remember.
So in these 63 analytic rules, one of the rule was this one. Which one? Sign in from disable account. IP that, right? So I so when I onboarded the Entra ID data connector in my Sentinel, this rule got automatically enabled, right? If you see at that, this is status is enabled, right? Clear? Now let's go to again incident tab, right? What was, yeah, this was the incident, right? Okay. So this is analytic rule, right? This is incident link. Let's click on view full detail. Do you find it boring?
No.
Okay, fine. So that's why I'm continuing. Or you need break.
No, it's fine.
Okay, fine. So what I did, I click on view full detail, right? I clicked on view full details, right? And what is there? Okay, that's not required. So what I do, I want to investigate this incident now. I want each and every detail of this incident. So I click on this view full details, right? So it will display you all the information you want, right? Yes. So see here, you can delete the incident. You can here it is showing task. Here it is showing activity logs. Here it will show the medium severity. Here it is status. It will show the owner, right? It will display me all the information which was referred earlier, right? And here there is option called, this is a new portal, improved incident page, now generally available. You can use the toggle to switch back to the older one, right? So let me click on this. What you can see, so this is the older page of this incident tab, right? And if you want to switch to new, so you can click on this new, right? So for example, what I want, let's that older one is more let's see what are the entities. Let's click on this older one, right? So see, there is a timeline, similar incident, alert, bookmark, entities, and comments, right? So this is the timeline when the incident started, right? It started at 2:37, one incident generated, 2:42, 2:47, 2:52, 2:57. These are the series of incidents that detected by the Azure Sentinel, right? What contains the similar incident doesn't have the similar alerts, right? See, if you see that alerts means in this event there are almost 5 alerts generated, right? Event is one, right? Means someone is trying to access the disabled account, right? But the alerts were generated were almost 5. Correct?
Bharat,
Yes.
yeah, so if we need to respond to any incident, like, if a client will ask, like, give
Mm-hmm.
me details, so what actually we need to compile and what actually we need to give, like, do we need to give like a similar incident report, alert, or like number of alerts generated, or like entity detail,
We
like if we need to give the detail.
we have
So,
we have a format.
yeah,
We have a format,
so what
right? We have a format,
oh,
right? Email
okay,
format. We'll look into later, right? But
okay,
let's look into this, what type of information and how to find those information, right? So that we can compile it in an email format, right? Correct? So
yeah.
yeah. So well, let's go to entities. Entities will contain the IP address or a user account or a file hashes or a PowerShell script or anything which is the resources of the Azure, right? It will come under the, what we can say, the entities, right? The account, host, IP address, URL, cloud application, DNS, file hash, file name, malware, or something like that. All will come under this. So I got that one IP address. That this account, this was the IP address who is trying to access the disabled account, right? Correct. So this was the IP address which is not from my company, and it was from outside the company, and it is trying to access the disabled account of my company, right? So you got the IP address who is trying to access the details. Means who is trying to access the my disabled account, right? Now I want to know more about this. So what I'll do, go to this alert, right? And here it is showing that event count is 1. So when I click on this, what it will show me, it will show me the logs, right? See, there was a query which is already created by Microsoft, right? Microsoft Sentinel, and this was the logs. Now let's see what is there. It has the start time, it has the end time, it has IP address. It is this is the column names, right? This is the column names. And what is yes, disabled login attempt, account login attempt, right? It is also target, one target. Who was the target user? John, right? What is the application? Azure portal. Successful sign in, account sign in. What is sign in count? 1, right? Successful account sign in. What it is having? Sign in set. What is, who was the other user? Adelev, right? Sign in logs is CL. It is a signing log. It is a type of sign in log, right? What is the timestamp? It was started at 20th September 2024, and this is the IP address, right? Now you got all the information. Means what IP address was involved, how many login failed login attempt, who are the users, what is the application, right? How many successful sign in attempts were there, right? And what type of log it was, and what is the time, right? So you got the all the information on this page, right? Let's let's click on this arrow, right? It will also show you the same information, right? Let's contains okay, yeah. So whenever you get these type of information, you want this type of log, you try to drag down this, so that if you have any information over here, so that this case you can compile it into the report. Correct? Did you get the idea how to find the, how to get into the what we can say, the log information, how to find out the logs?
Yeah, Bharat. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to write any queries right now. See, queries are already prepared by the Microsoft in the backend, right? You just need to navigate, means you need to navigate and find out what are the extracted information that can be sent to the client, right? System administrator or stakeholders will don't is not aware about these type of information. That's why we are called as a front line, because these are these incidents will triggered and first seen by the security analyst, right? And suppose there is a true positive incident, suppose there is a successful sign in attempt, and you were in the shift, and for example at 11 o'clock, 11:15, this incident triggered, and it was a sorry, it was a true positive incident, and you notified this incident to client. You could save the client environment, right? So this is how you can investigate the logs. Correct? Let me click over here what it is showing. Alerts, right? If you want to get all the alerts, right, there is an option, right? Events and alerts. Let me click on this event. What it is giving me is not events is not getting open, but if you can open the alerts, right? So you will get all the alerts over here, right? See, it has more information like This was the system alert ID, time generated. What was the display name? What is the alert name? This is the alert name, right? This alert name and display name are always the same. What is the severity? Medium. Description is this one, right? Provider name, schedule alert, right? Vendor is Microsoft, right? Why Microsoft? Because we are using Microsoft Entra ID, right? And that's why it is doing. If you are using AWS, it will show you. If you are using Cisco firewall, it will show you Cisco over here, right?
Okay.
Vendor original ID, right? Alert type. Is incident false? Is incident means if there is successful signing, this would be true, right? But it was a failed sign in attempt, it is showing false, right? What is the time generated? A start time and end time, right? Process time means this is the time frame, right? Extended properties, we'll expand it and we'll see it, right? Entities means these are the IP address. Workspace description means our workspace means this is the resource group that we created. Product name is as your sentinel. Schedule alert. Status is new, right? Let me collapse this. Okay. See, this was the description with the, it is already given you. What we want to see it, we want to see the extended properties, right? Yes. Well, what it is showing you, alert generation status, full alert created, right? Means the alert is created. What is analytic rule ID, right? This is the rule ID. This is the rule name. Template ID. This is the correlation ID. Now let me show you these information, right? I'll open another Sentinel tab, right? If you find it difficult to understand, please let me know, right? I will stop this and we have tomorrow also there is a session, so we'll continue tomorrow also. Where what yeah, it was in analytics. This was the rule, right? Let me open this. See what it is. ID 69E46DDA, right? Let me go to this. 69E4DDA, right? Can you see this? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bharat.
So this is the analytic rule information. This is its ID. This is its name. Then it's a template ID. It's a correlation ID. What are the data sources involved, right? It was workspace. So my workspace was involved. Now it is event grouping, means it's a single alert, right? This was the query which was associated with this, right? And yeah, start time, end time, right? Query greater the triggered operator greater than 0. Triggers threshold means we have not designed any threshold right now. Let me see the entities, right? Entities. So it was the IP address, right? That it is the incident ID, it is number 2. This is your incident IP address. Type is IP. Source is detection system. This is our workspace ID. This is our resource group. This is sentinel, right? What are the tactics and techniques? Initial access and persistence. This is very important, right? This is why it is important at the time of compiling the reports, right? We need to give these information, like what type of tactics and techniques used by the attacker to get into this disabled account.
So Bharat,
Yes.
every company have them like a own procedure and policy how to like create the like how to create like a like how can I explain?
Reports.
Yes, yes.
So see, the report, each and every company has their own report generation format, right?
Mhm.
This report generation format, I learned it, right? Information is always remains the same, right? Format may change, right? Let me find, but I have the one report format with me. C drive users downloads. So these are the things of my previous organizations, right? SOC reports, main reports are this. Does this comment contains, these are the monthly reports, right? Secure Lighthouse. No worries, I will search that format, right? And we will compile this information from almost tomorrow. Yes, this is there. Yes, right? So this is the severity or priority. This is the SOC team name. This is our rule name, right? This is incident ID. This is the today's date, right? Incident information is incident date and time. What are the type of incident? It is sign-in logs. This is the client name. This is the location, right? This is the IP address, right? Source IP address. If we have the destination IP address, then we can do that also, right? This is the port numbers, from which port. If you have this information, you can fill it out, no worries. If you don't have that information, you can put blank, right? This is the username which was affected by this was the username, right? Source username host, log sources as your sentinel, right? Number of host is involved. Number of alert means we have 5 alerts, 5 events. Severity is high, right? Remote activities happened or not. Here we can describe the incident title. Here we can give the incident detail, incident analysis, right?
So
Sometimes we
is they give a time to us, like how long we have to finish this incidents report, like how many times, like 1 hour or 2 hours time?
see, for each and every high severity incident, you have to complete in you have to provide the resolution, means you have to notify it to the client within the 30 minutes or 1 hour. Most probably it's 30 minutes, not more than 30 minutes as per service level agreement.
Okay.
Right? So in this format, we are going to compile this report. This what we can say, this investigation, we will compile it into this report. And this report, we are sending it to the client.
Okay.
Right? So my suggestion is that you onboard Sentinel on your account also, or you can use my account. You don't worry about that. So now you can you, if you have laptop with you, can you try to log in into Azure Sentinel and can you see this incident?
Bharat,
Yes.
I need to leave. Is that okay?
Yeah,
For the
it's fine.
exam.
It's fine. I'm winding up now.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
already done.
Okay. Thank you.
Right? Okay. Okay. So Yamini, I just want you to log in on my Azure portal.
Okay. So you give me access to open, yeah?
So you log in into Azure portal, right? And can you see this incident?
Medium one, yeah?
All
Oh,
incident.
yeah, I can see, yeah.
What it is: malicious inbox, sign in from disable accounts, Solorigate network, and advanced multi-stage attack, right? So what you can do, you take a pen and paper, right?
Yeah.
Investigate in this incident. Let me open this, right? Investigate this incident, right? Sign in one. Find out all the information,
Okay.
right? What is the title, right? Or you can do it in the Word format also, right? You can, this is the title of the incident, this is the description of the incident, right? This is the date and this is the day start time, creation time, and this is the end time, right? Whatever information you get, you try to write down in a Word format,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So if
Right now you want me to do or?
not right now, later, right?
Okay.
So if whatever information you get it from here, you put
Mhm.
it on a Word document.
A word
Now,
document.
yes, now you go to this incident tab, right?
Okay.
What whichever you comfortable, you try it new experience or you try it older one. I prefer older one, right? So
Okay.
this one, and click on this uh number of alerts are number of events are 5, number of alerts are 5, entities are, this is the IP address, right? And then you go to this alert page, right? And try to find out as much as information you can.
Okay.
All right. See, time generated is there. Display name, alert name, description is you have done. What are the product means? Which is the vendor, right? What is the time? It is a size sign-in logs, or it is a incident true or false or something like that, right? And this is your task. What resource group involved? What is the workspace name? What is the product name and status? What are the tactics and techniques used? And lastly, the type. You have to compile it in a Word document, right? Don't worry about this format, right?
Okay.
Right? Whatever information you get, or either you take a pen and paper and write each and everything on pen and paper, that would also fine,
Okay. Yeah.
right? So that's your task. So I hope today's session is quite more informative and all that.
Yeah, yeah. So Bharat, I need to open it my account or in
No,
your.
no, open it in my account,
Okay. Okay.
right? So when, so so thank you, Rajshri, Yamini, for today's session, right?
Thank
And
you so much.
compile it to in Word document and or in pen and paper,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just share it with me, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you so much, Bharat.
Thank you, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.